So let's begin with Tori Mancini on a general love reading. Welcome, Maria. Welcome. Welcome. So this is a love reading. Love readings seem to be very popular here. All right. Love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. Dun, 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 dun. Why did that just pop into my head? The theme song from Married with Children. Maybe that's significance. Maybe that is a significant thing that the show Married with Children came into this. So Tori Mancini, maybe it's significant. I don't know. Of course, one of my ex-girlfriends a long time ago forbid me from watching Married with Children. She said, "You are not allowed to watch that sexist, misogynist show." But you know what? I still watched it anyway. We were at odds with each other, always. Okay, so to Tori Mancini, Mother Mary, Tori Mancini has a question. She wants to know what romance thing she needs to look out for in the future. Heaven's mighty welcome, mighty warrior, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a Christian Heretics show. All right. So, a love reading for Tori Mancini. What does she need to think about? What is on the horizons for her? So far, nothing has happened, but we'll cut the deck. Double power beat, welcome. And so we have the number 2. 2 is a feminine number. Female, or the 2. 1 being male, 2 being female. 0 being infinite potential, 2 being the balance between light and dark. We start with the number 2. And some words here that popped out. This is a oracle deck that I have made out of losing scratch lottery tickets. A champion. That you have an eye out for a champion. So what do you need to look for the words that have popped out, but maybe you come in closer here. If there are any words in here that pop out regarding love, romance, brother love, sister love, husband love, lover love, are anything here make any sense to you? The words that did pop out to me, Tori, is champion, pedal, and near. But then there's this other word, science. You have an eye for a champion, but maybe your love for this will unfold like a petal, like a flower unfolding its petals during the day and folding its petals back up at night. A champion, maybe a sports person, a person who can be that Prince Charming you are seeking, maybe. But maybe that's something you need to be aware of. The champion, the winner takes all. Maybe this champion person is of a narcissistic personality type. Maybe that is not somebody you want in your life. Maybe that is somebody you want in your life. To have an eye out for these things that you can obtain. But mainly we want to take a look at this of flower, of petal, of a petal. Author, someone who is the author of their own life. Someone who is an independent thinker. Someone who can write, who is writing their own reality. This may be the type of individual that you have coming into your realm, into your reality. Maybe a literal author. So when I think of author, I think of you could be a person who's literally a writer, but it could be, Tori, in another way of using the word, Sarah Jane, welcome, another way of using the word author as in a person who is actively writing their life. So I'm going to write that word down, author. Author, writing their reality as they They imagine their reality, and their reality unfolds because they are the author of their life. That's somebody who is not a reactionary, who's not reacting completely, but one who is in command, who is in power, who is a champion. This other word came through pilot, and that's kind of the same. Author, pilot, champion, someone who is directing their future, directing themselves. A director. Maybe they are of a scientific mind, that they have a mind for math, they have a mind for science, they have a mind for technology, they have a mind for engineering, for computers. Somebody, maybe they have a business of their own, and they use these analytical skills in order to be the driver of their life. So the words we have for you is author, champion, and pilot. Pilot. And then there's also a sense of that this person is a math science person. A math science personality. A person who is objective, who weighs all the evidence before making a decision. A person who may be slow to make a decision in their life. So this might be a type of person, Tori, that you're going to have to make the first move on. You may have to make the first move. This man who may come, or if you're this person who is going to come into your life, you may need to make the first move. Okay, so let's go take a look at these celestial insights and see what it has. I was thinking about you yesterday, Jane, while I was down at the coast. I was thinking about you while I was listening, just looking at how beautiful the ocean was. I mean, it was like 70 degrees down at the ocean. I didn't see any whales, but we got there. We weren't there very long. All right, so for Tori, and her love life. Cards related to her love life. What does she need to watch for? What is coming her way? Okay, upright cards only. Past life, freedom, one more card, union, universe. So what this suggests is that someone from your past may be coming back into your life. So it could be that someone from your past is coming back into your life, or it means that this just has all to do with you, and that whatever past trauma is, to beware of your own past life, the life in this sense of maybe a literal past life. I don't know. You might be a person who has knowledge of that. I don't have knowledge of my own past lives, though I think I've seen my past lives before. I'll talk about that some other day. But I'm leaning towards what my first thought was, that somebody from your past is coming back into your life. And there'll be a sense of freedom, that when you meet this person, some freedom, new freedom. So maybe in that sense that this person who is a science-minded person who is actively directing their life, their financial self, may allow you to have more freedom if this relationship manifests into a sacred union. So in this card, of course, it talks about your connection to the universe around you. But connecting to another person is connecting to the universe. And so you are here to unite with a part of the universe around you. So this looks kind of positive, Tori. That somebody may be coming into your life. Somebody from your past is coming in who will allow you freedom. It'll allow you to have a sense of union with another person, and you'll be free from whatever state it is that you are going through right now. That might just be a temporary thing. Might be a permanent thing. I don't know, but that's what I have for you. Your number is 2. And so maybe angel number 222, you can think about that. What that means, angel number 222, what does the number 2 mean to you? Okay? All right, Tori. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I'm going to move on to the next person. And that was Emily. Rose, welcome. Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to Tools of Fortune for entertainment purposes only. I am here on a limited amount of time. I didn't really get to sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't wake up until almost 1. And it is 5 something now. But, my body is tuned to taking a day off on Monday and Tuesday because for like a long time, almost a decade, my days off were Monday and Tuesday. My work week being Wednesday through Sunday. When I bartended, that's what my work week was. When I bar back, that's what it was. And when I was a cocktail waiter, it was very similar to that as well. Okay, let's clear the air. I wanted to thank everybody here. We have these 3 questions that we're catching up on, and there's one more that's on the new. And so if you are new here, looking in, I have a spot. Let's get this in tune so that the light can show you. If you have questions to ask me, I put up questions here, so you can post your questions here. That's what it says. The light's kind of washing things out. That's my wood stove, and so you can post your questions here. There's my little peewee dog. And that's a painting that I did several years ago. Here's a little peewee dog. Look at that. She's such a precious, precious thing. And so Chinese Disco Babe has asked a question. And if we have time to get to that, we will get to her question today. But before we answer anybody else's questions, I want to go get through these. I really wanted to do these as a separate video Sunday night, Monday, but I was so damn tired on Sunday that I really just couldn't do anything at all. And then I had that wonderful day at the coast yesterday. So let's just clear the air. I was thinking about getting a different harmonica. I think that single tone is good because you know what it does? Rather than the bell, but this one helps to focus me better as a tool to focus because I'm not thinking about anything but the sound and my breath as I'm measuring out my breath and blowing it through the reeds. So, I guess it was good that I got that copyright claim on this account for banging this bell. But, of course, the copyright claim, it has been resolved. I don't have a copyright claim anymore. I know that the incense burner is a cool thing. I think that when the weather gets nicer, actually it's 70 degrees outside today. I know that people on the East Coast are getting hammered by winter weather, but here in Oregon, it's t-shirt weather outside. And it was t-shirt weather outside at the beach yesterday too. And it felt like it was 70 degrees, though. How I play the harmonica? I'm not really playing it. I'm just blowing. I'm just blowing my horn. I'm just tooting my own horn. It looks like it's time to change the candle out. I do have a new candle. I bought new candles of this variety. Yeah. Just tooting my own horn. That's what I'm doing. Tooting my own horn. I need a haircut. I don't even know how much it cost my aunt who lives up in Washington State. She had been cutting my hair. The next time she's coming down was like in April or May. But anyways, I think that this harmonica works better as a focusing tool than did the bell. So we're going to move on to Emily's question. But welcome Emily. Is Emily here? Welcome Emily. 8924, I have your question right next. You're next. Mother Mary, Emily has a question. She wants to know about her friend, her partner, her lover, her spouse, about what does Samuel really think about her? What are, I'm going to assume that it's a love interest, that what is Samuel's feelings towards her? Are they romantic feelings? Are they just everyday, ordinary feelings? What are her feelings? All right. We're just going to do, I'm going to do a few cards here, and we'll just see. We're going to be, I want everybody here to think about Samuel, think about Emily and Samuel, and about this situation. And we'll just see what Spirit has to say. We'll see what Spirit has to say. Welcome, Raul. Welcome. And yes, Emily, you joined exactly at the right time. Exactly at the right time. So I have roughly about 45 minutes, 40 minutes left of this reading, and then I'm going to have to cut it off because it's punching right up against dinner time. I got this massive pile of dishes in the sink, unload the dishwasher, and then I got to clean up some of the tools that I started using. All right. But I do have dinner on the stove. So for Emily, Mother Mary, what does Samuel feel about Emily? What does Samuel feel? So Emily, I want you to tell me when I need to stop shuffling. When do I need to stop shuffling? So you can tell me when you want me to stop shuffling. That way you too are part of this process. So do you want these cards over or do you want these cards under? Over or under? Over or under? Over, over, okay? Interesting. So what we got here is a sense of temperance, a sense of self-control, of moderation. So one of the things going on here is, and this is probably why you don't know what he's feeling. Why you don't know what he's feeling is because there is this sense that he's balancing something. He is taking something into consideration. And so he's mixing these different elements together of the temperance. One thing may be you, one thing may be his past. Different elements. He's mixing them together, informing an opinion. His thoughts are just churning around. He's got some fire energy here, maybe a sense of success. And he's thinking about success. Maybe this is success from his own personal life, his job. But maybe he's looking at you like a trophy, like it is someone that he could be with, fat and happy with, just kind of content sitting here. In this cup, it's you. You are in his cup, and he is satisfied. He is satisfied with that. He's got it's a sense of achievement. What is he thinking about you? But let's just take a look here at the bottom. What sits at the bottom of this cup is heartbreak. There is some distress that he has, and that also may be what you are what you're experiencing. So when you are wondering what does Samuel think of you, you are not actually feeling these. You're not feeling the fact that he likes you. You're not feeling this. You're not, and he's not telling you that it's a sense of a victory, of success. Or that he's here, sitting smugly, surrounded by knowing that somebody loves him. But all the while, there are these two things that are going on here. this Three of Swords, this heartbreak, pain, some pain of the heart that is also overshadowing things. So he's mixing together in this cup of temperance the victory, the abundance, mixing it up with the pain of what is going on. So he doesn't vocalize his words. So he is quiet. He's quiet because he has this thing. He's quiet because there's a pain that he is struggling with. A past heartbreak, or maybe there's something current going on at work, in his friendships, something that he's hurt by, and he's mixing this all together quietly, trying to create something new from this. But men don't vocalize their emotions. This is not, how does he treat you? If he is treating you out of this energy here, if he's treating you like you are a prize, I mean, that could be something he does. You want him to say something. You want him to talk about it. But he doesn't know himself what he is feeling. If he's like any man, that it takes a while to learn, for a man to learn how to tell what they're feeling. The few times that I did do romance in my life, and I remember I go back to Kay, and it frustrated her to hell because she would ask me, how was I feeling? And I got back to her like 2 weeks later. It was like so frustrating. It was so frustrating for girls when men get back to them 2 to 3 weeks later and they give just something. They give a small answer or something. How am I feeling? I'm feeling fine. Are we cool here? It's like, why are you asking me this question? Because that's what he's asking. He's saying, I don't know what the hell I'm feeling. That's what your man is thinking. He doesn't know what he's feeling. But he does have things that are going on in the undercurrent underneath everything. And I see this is the things that are going on underneath is that, yes, there's a sense of abundance in this situation. He feels that this is a good thing going on. He's happy with you. But at the same time, he's got some trauma. He's got some pain. He's got some of this heartbreak that he's dealing with from the past and the present. And he's worried that he is going to incur future heartbreak too. And so that's kind of what's going on in him. But let's just take a look at the numbers. They're all upright numbers. There is no down numbers in this reading here. And so we're looking at 14 plus 6 is 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 5. And so the number that we're looking at is about change, challenge, and freedom. Change, challenge, and freedom. Change, challenge, and freedom. So if he changes something, but he's challenged by it, he can gain some freedom to be himself. You can be free to be yourself. I really wouldn't pester him too much about what are you feeling, because you will push him further into silence, and maybe he will see that as, whatever is going on is leading to more of this stuff here. So you did have a bad heartbreak in the past, and that is really, and so that is governing how he's reacting to you. That's governing. This is the thing. This is overshadowing everything. He's thinking about things. He's mixing things together, and he's being challenged by this. And then when he sees you, he's worried that it's going to happen all over again. So he's not giving you what you need, but he's not giving himself what he needs either. You have to keep that in mind. He's not giving himself what he needs either, because he's still stuck in that betrayal, that pain from that heartbreak. I hope that helps. Does that help? Does that help you any? Emily? I think what we'll do is we're going to go, I'm just going to pull one card. I'm going to pull one card out of random out here and see what it says. So it's all about courage. So in this moment, you need courage and he needs courage. You need courage to let him be who he is. And he needs courage to see that you might be different. So around all of this is all about courage and the spirit of courage. And you need to encourage him to have courage. Okay? All right. So the word of the day here is courage. Courage. Strength. Okay, I have one more. Welcome, Annie. I have one more, and then we can begin doing whatever readings there are. I better write those questions down before they disappear. Because I know that somebody asked a question. There's somebody asked a question. We have Brandy Lee's general reading. You're welcome, Emily. Let me go back and... Does something really like me? Okay. So we're looking at... every time I bend my head down like this, all you guys see is my bald head in the mirror. You know, it wasn't that long ago that I had hair there. I mean, just even a few years ago, I had hair there. I need to get a haircut, though. There's only limits to how much hair of my own I can cut. Actually, I have cut my own hair. We got NIDIABAVISKAR7842. That is a mouthful. My dad's words were coming into my head when I saw this, when I saw these names, and I'm not going to repeat my father's words. From what actually it was the words he said when he was in the military. How the military drill sergeants referred to people who had big names that were hard to pronounce. So the question is does really me like me? Okay, I see. It's the conjugating the sentence. Does SHRIKANT like me? I don't think we need to qualify the word with really. Do they like me? Okay, all right. Let's put this down here. Were there any other questions here that I need to pay attention? Welcome, Annie. Okay. Then we have this Raul has a question. Okay. All right, that from Raul's question, we have... So Raul will be the last question. 05 underscore RAHUL. I'm trying to understand the question. I don't really understand. Raul, I don't know astrology, so Aries and Libra doesn't mean anything to me at all. So the question is... So the question I'm guessing is that there's Raul, RHAUL, and there is AMITAA. I'm an Aries too. And so the question is will get back together with AMITAA. I'm going to do Brandy Lee last. And so we're going to run it back here. And so I have 30 minutes. That's not what you all see. Welcome, Moon Honey. So what do you mean by that, Maria? Did you see something else in that, or so I'm gonna do 3 more readings, and then I gotta call it a day. And I would come on tomorrow, but little Pee Wee has is taking her to the groomer. So if you haven't seen little Pee Wee, I go to my post page here, questions wanted. You can post your questions here, and this is my little dog Pee Wee, and little Pee Wee's going to get her to be groomed tomorrow, but she also has to get some shots. Little Pee Wee has to get some shots tomorrow, and so I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow for little Pee Wee. That's little Pee Wee. She's got to get some, I don't know, some shots. She hates shots, and she hates the groomer too. So yesterday she had a wonderful day at the beach yesterday. So for this one's next. So, Knive, are you still here, Knive? Are you still here? Are you still here? I'm fine, I guess. Okay. I don't know if this person is still here. I can't say the name. One card popped out already. Does Shurkent like this person? The Shurkent like Neve. The Shurkent like Neve. Shurkent like Neve. Maybe. Maybe she likes you. Maybe. There's a sense that the person is trying to fill a void, but there is a sense that the person is bound up and restricted within themselves. Bound and restricted. And then the Wheel of Fortune changing, going with the flow of things. So it may be that Shurkent is easily distracted, there is a sense that it's just they're looking for a quick fix to fill something empty within them. But this is based in a sense that there is a person has a bit of a victim mentality, being bound by their own limitations, their own thoughts and deeds, binding them into this space, binding them into themselves, into their own dissatisfaction, but maybe they are also always looking for something new because they have this void to fill, and they're always looking for something new. So does that make any sense? And so if we look at the numbers now, what is the outcome of this? The outcome of this is the Hermit. That maybe the outcome of can't, sure can't like you. Maybe the ultimate outcome is that one person is loneliness, a loneliness like this hermit going off by themselves to be with themselves. That may be you. It may be this other person. But let's just take a look here. What do these numbers say? 8 and 8. So we have an 8, and so you're manifesting this sense of 8 here, and then we have 18. 18 is 1.9, and then we have this 9 again. And so overall, 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So 8. Let's see how. Let me see. 8 and 9. And how do I? What is it that I think of this? What is coming to me? Who's that little tiny bug? So what I get in this is there's an ending here. It's this kind of stuck in this in a spot that's right before an ending, before completion. What do they think of you? Do they like you? Maybe. Maybe they don't like you well enough to be with you. I think that's what I'm getting here. Okay, Neve, there's your question. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. What do I got time-wise? I got 15 minutes left. And we have some other questions. We'll address those other questions. And how are you all doing? I'm just looking for something here. Sorry about the silence. I am here. All right. Let's go to Raul's question, and then we'll go to a reunion. We'll Priya, okay. We're looking at PRIYANKAROY 77992. I gotta make sure I got that right. PRIYANKAROY 7792. And then, were there any other questions here? And what is the question? Has GAGEANDEEPSINGH moved on from PRIYANKA Roy in no contact, or will there be a reunion? So the question is you have been separated. There's been a separation, and you want to know is if this person is coming back. So the question is will I'm going to abbreviate this GS Will GS come back? Come back? Is that what you're asking? Will Gagandeep Singh come back? Will Gagandeep Singh come back? Well, Maria, you're not sure that they like you like that. So what kind of all right, let us see here. We'll put that down there. All right. Raul, are you still there, Raul? Are you still there, Raul? Are you still there, Raul? I wanted to thank everybody for pushing. Okay, all right. I want you to, will Raul get back together with Amata? Okay, all right, Raul. I guess I'm moving you into the last position here. Let's go mix, match, mix and match. I'm sorry for all the silence here. Okay, let's clear the air. Welcome, tarot reading. Welcome. Welcome. Mother Mary, Raul has a question. Raul has been separated from Amita. And Raul wants to know, will they get back together again? I froze. Looks like I froze here. Will they get back together again? One more shuffle. So, can you tell me when to stop shuffling, Raul? Amita. I'm going to say A. Can you tell me when to stop shuffling? Looks like one card popped out. Another card popped out. Actually, they all popped out. Well, it's not a definite yes, but there's some trickery going on, some deception. But at the same time, you had an ending. There was this ending here, but this ending is starting to come into a place of renewal. These old wounds are healing. But at the same time, there's some sneaky stuff going on in the background underneath it all. But then we have this sort of an earthy feminine energy that is coming, that is rising back up into the air. So maybe you'll get back to. But behind it all, there's this. There's this sort of a sneakiness, this sort of a deception, some lies that are hidden in the background. And so there is this slow wound that is in the state of recovery. And so let's just take a look here. So we're looking at, in one sense, there's a new cycle beginning, but the other sense, this new cycle is stuck, kind of stuck in place, and the new cycle is, so it's kind of in this, what is going on, Raul, is that what's going on in this separation is that, well, yeah, you are separated, but there's a desire to start new again, but at the same time, there's a reluctance to start new again. So I'm not giving you a definite yes or no. There's a reluctance there. And that reluctance is I think is hinged on this Seven of Swords, of this sneakiness. And it's also hinged on this old wound that is slowly healing because of the ending. That ending that happened was very dramatic. But yet there's this energy here, this feminine energy that is rising again in this situation. And down at the bottom, you have a bit of restlessness. And so there's the desire, if you rush into this thing, it'll just fizzle out faster than it can begin. So there may not be, what I see here, that's what I see here, is that is this sense of brash action, and not I don't know if this is going to if you're going to come back together again, but just be aware of haste action here. Haste action, because there is something going on. There's still something going on in the background. Okay, does that help you any? Does that help you any? I don't know if that helps any, but I gotta go. I will. Let me go make sure I wrote down all the questions for other people who have other questions for later. There's Brandy Lee. I didn't get to Brandy Lee's question. There's Priya. I will get to her question the next time. And Maria does have a question. So you're not sure they like you. Is that a question, or are you just making a comment there? Thank you, Sarah Jane. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah Jane, for being here. I appreciate your presence. But then you keep on asking this question, Maria. You're not sure. But you see, so you have doubts. You have doubts on whether they like you or not. And that those doubts, and in those doubts, because they're giving you mixed signals, and you've been with this person for a long time. Does my person really like me? Okay, so tomorrow is taking the dog to the vet, to the groomer. Good night. Thank you very much for the love. Thank you for the love. Oh, it was just a comment. Okay. All right. Because I'd be kind of, my thinking was Maria, that there's a warning about that I had read about asking the same question too many times, is that that spirit is kind of tricksy in the answers that it gives. The spirit is tricksy in the answers that it gives when you ask the same question over and over again. All right. Thank you guys very much. I'll be back with you later for another reading. I'm going to go attend to dinner for Mother and the dog. All right. Thank you. Let me see. Did I get everyone? Priya, Rao, Priya, Tarot reading, thank you for being here. Moon Honey, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Neve. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Heaven's Mighty Warrior. Thank you, everybody, for being here today, even if it was just for a few seconds. And we'll see all you all the next time. Bye-bye.